Hello, gentlemen. Have you ever woken up in the morning, stood in front of the mirror, and quietly asked yourself, what is it that I've lost deep inside my body as the years have gone by? Perhaps it's not your status, not your possessions, but that feeling of manhood you once had. The strength, the connection, and that sense of completeness when being close to your partner. If that question has ever crossed your mind, then please know this. You are not alone. As we age, blood circulation slows down. The body tires more easily, and what used to come naturally, intimacy, desire, the spark in every touch, gradually feels distant, like a memory covered in dust. But what troubles me most is this. Too many people believe it's normal, that aging means losing, that everything is already written. And that's exactly why I'm here today. My name is Dr. Benjamin Cole, a geriatric internist who has spent over 3 decades walking alongside men over 60. And in this video, I want to share a very small discovery, but one that might open a brand new chapter in your physical and emotional life. It starts with just one simple ingredient that most kitchens already have: baking soda. If used the right way, it may support blood circulation, ease vascular inflammation, and most importantly, awaken the man who once lived fully inside you. But before we begin, I'd love to invite you to share a little something. What's your name? And where in the world are you watching this video from? It would truly make me happy to know who I'm walking this journey with today. Please leave a comment down below. And if you find this content valuable, consider hitting the subscribe button and turning on the notification bell. That's the simplest way to help me keep sharing, and to make sure you don't miss any important advice for men's health after 60. Now then, let's begin with the core question. Why does blood stop flowing the way it used to? And how does that affect the health, emotions, and intimacy of a man after the age of 60? Part 1. After 60. What's happening to your blood and your body? We all know that after 60, the body doesn't respond as quickly as it used to. But what many people overlook is that blood circulation is one of the most affected areas. The older we get, the harder it becomes for blood to flow freely. The main reason is that the body produces less nitric oxide, a natural substance that helps blood vessels relax, allowing blood to move more easily. When this compound decreases, the blood vessels tighten, and blood can't travel as far or as efficiently as before. The result? The body gets cold more easily, especially in the hands and feet. You feel tired after walking just a short distance, and going up the stairs leaves you breathless. You don't sleep deeply, and even after a full night's rest, you still wake up feeling sluggish. And most noticeably, erectile function declines, which directly affects intimacy. Some men also experience memory decline, brain fog, and trouble focusing, all of which can trace back to poor oxygen supply to the brain due to reduced blood flow. One person once told me, "I'm not in pain and I'm not sick, but I feel like I'm fading, little by little." The truth is, this isn't a sign that your time is over. It's a gentle warning from your body that your blood is slowing down. And the good news is, once you understand what's happening, you can take steps to improve it. One of the simplest, most affordable, and easiest tools you can use at home is something nearly everyone already has: baking soda. It's not a miracle drug, but when used properly, it can help support circulation, reduce vascular inflammation, relax your blood vessels, and even improve sexual function. In the next part, I'll explain clearly why baking soda works on your blood vessels and why men over 60 should seriously consider using it the right way. Part 2. Why baking soda can improve blood flow and support sexual health after 60. Baking soda is something almost everyone has seen in their kitchen. But very few people know that if used correctly, it can help improve blood circulation, which is crucial for overall health and sexual function after the age of 60. Its scientific name is sodium bicarbonate. After 60, our bodies tend to become slightly acidic, meaning the pH level in the blood shifts toward acid. When the blood becomes too acidic, blood vessels tend to constrict. As a result, blood has a harder time reaching critical areas like the heart, brain, and sexual organs. The outcome? Fatigue becomes more frequent. Your mind feels foggy. Sleep is light and unrefreshing, and the sense of intimacy gradually fades. Baking soda helps gently neutralize excess acid in the blood. When the internal environment is more balanced, blood vessels naturally relax and blood flows more easily. At the same time, the body becomes better able to produce nitric oxide, the key compound that allows blood to circulate smoothly and strongly. This doesn't just improve overall health. It also helps revive the feeling of vitality and intimacy that may have been forgotten over time. I once had a patient over 65 who wasn't on any medication. He simply changed his lifestyle, ate on time, went to bed earlier, and added baking soda to his morning routine about 3 times a week. After nearly 3 weeks, he came back and said, "I'm not as energetic as I was in my 20s, but I can clearly feel my body starting to respond again." I want to emphasize one thing. Baking soda is not a medical treatment, and it should not replace professional care. But it can be a safe, inexpensive, and natural tool if used properly. In the next part, I'll guide you through exactly how to use baking soda, the right dose, the right timing, and the key precautions to avoid negative effects. Part 3. How to use baking soda properly. Dosage, timing, and key precautions you shouldn't ignore. After more than 30 years of working with older men, I've learned something important. You don't need big changes to see big results. Often, just one small adjustment, if done consistently and correctly, is enough to shift both your physical condition and your mindset. Baking soda is no exception. If used incorrectly, it can cause stomach discomfort, raise blood pressure, or even affect kidney function. But when used properly, it gives your body the chance to restore circulation and sexual vitality in a natural way. The method I usually recommend to my patients is very simple. Each time, dissolve 1/4 teaspoon of pure food-grade baking soda with no additives or anti-caking agents into about 240 milliliters of warm water. Stir until completely dissolved. Drink it in the morning, right after waking up, while your stomach is still empty, before eating breakfast or having coffee. This is when your body is most acidic after a night without food, and it's the ideal time for baking soda to help regulate your pH levels effectively. I don't recommend using it every day. 3 to 4 times a week is enough, with rest days in between so the body can respond naturally. Baking soda isn't a stimulant, so there's no need to push your body for instant results. The gentler the approach, the longer lasting the effect. Some people like to boost its benefits by adding a few drops of fresh lemon or a pinch of natural mineral salt. But if you're just starting, drinking it as I've described is more than enough to begin noticing changes after a few weeks. I remember Mr. Robert, a patient in his early 60s, who told me that after about 2 weeks of consistent use, he felt clearer in the mornings, lighter on his feet during walks, and intimacy with his wife no longer felt like a struggle. He said, "I didn't do anything drastic, just a small glass of water in the morning, but it felt like I was being recharged from within." Of course, results vary depending on the person. But one thing is certain, when you use baking soda the right way, you're not trying to force your body to heal. You're simply giving it the right conditions to restore itself. In the next part, I'll share some of the most common mistakes people make when using baking soda, and why, if you're not careful, these small missteps can stop you from seeing results, or even cause the opposite effect. Part 4. Common mistakes when using baking soda, and how to avoid them for real results. I've seen many people get very excited about baking soda in the beginning, but after a short time, they give up. Not because they're impatient, but because they use it the wrong way. And even though baking soda is a simple ingredient, if used incorrectly, it can still cause unwanted side effects. The first mistake I often see is taking too much. Some people notice their body responds well to a quarter teaspoon, so they assume that increasing it to half or even a full teaspoon will bring faster results. But the body doesn't work like that. More doesn't mean better. Too much baking soda can cause bloating, stomach discomfort, and in some cases raise blood pressure or damage kidney function, especially in people with existing health conditions. The second mistake is taking it every single day without breaks. Some people are so eager to see results that they take it daily, without letting the body rest. As I mentioned earlier, the body needs time to respond naturally. Using it too frequently can disrupt your body's regulatory systems, reduce its effectiveness, and even lead to fatigue or electrolyte imbalances. Another mistake is using the wrong type of baking soda. There are many kinds of baking soda on the market, but not all are safe for consumption. Some contain additives, anti-caking agents, or even aluminum, none of which should be going into your body. Always choose baking soda labeled food grade, safe for consumption. Some people also think it's okay to take baking soda dry without dissolving it in water. This is completely wrong and very dangerous. Taking undiluted baking soda can burn the lining of your mouth and stomach, causing nausea and long-lasting discomfort. And finally, but very importantly, taking baking soda without consulting a doctor, especially for those with high blood pressure, kidney problems, or those on a low-sodium diet. Even though it's natural, baking soda still contains sodium, and if not managed carefully, it can affect heart function or worsen pre-existing conditions. I'm not sharing all this to make you worry, but to help you use baking soda with clarity and awareness. Because when you avoid these small but crucial mistakes, you give your body the best possible chance to recover safely and effectively. In the next part, I'll show you one very small step, but if you start with it, it could become the beginning of something much greater. More energy, a clearer mind, and stronger connection in your life. Part 5, one simple first step that could create a powerful shift. If you followed along this far, I believe you don't just want to understand, you're truly ready to begin. And the best part is, you don't have to change your whole life to feel a difference. Just one small action, done at the right time, repeated consistently, is enough to start the shift. What you need to do is prepare a glass of warm water tomorrow morning, right after you wake up, before breakfast, before your usual cup of coffee. Take 1/4 teaspoon of pure food-grade baking soda, the kind that's safe for consumption, and dissolve it into about 1 glass of filtered water, around 240 milliliters. Stir it well until it's completely dissolved. Then, drink it slowly. No rush, no pressure, just drink, in the quiet of the morning, as a gentle way to reset your body. You should repeat this habit 3 to 4 times a week. No need to drink it daily. What matters most is consistency and listening to how your body responds. This isn't a trick or some miracle cure. It's simply a way to reset your biological rhythm, support healthy blood flow, soothe low-grade inflammation, and create the conditions for nitric oxide to return. Start paying attention to the subtle changes. You might notice clearer thinking in the morning, less fatigue when climbing stairs, and perhaps you'll sense something inside you, something that's been quiet for a long time, slowly beginning to awaken. If you have any underlying conditions, such as high blood pressure, kidney disease, or if you're on long-term medication, please share this plan with your doctor before starting. Consulting your physician doesn't make you weaker. It's a way to respect your body and take care of your health responsibly. This journey isn't about going back to who you were in your 20s. It's about living more fully at the age you are now. Not for anyone else, but for yourself, and for the people who are waiting for you to return to the version of you they once trusted, once loved. Dear friend, we've just walked through a small journey together, but one that may lead to significant changes in life after 60. Not through special medications, not with expensive machines, but simply by understanding your own body and beginning again with one very simple thing: caring for your blood, the lifeline that carries your energy throughout your entire body. Baking soda isn't a miracle, but when understood and used correctly, it can support your circulation, help you regain clarity, strength, and even the closeness that may have quietly faded over the years. If you're still reading this, I believe you truly care about your health, and that alone is already a big step forward. So I hope you won't just listen, but try. No rush, just begin. And if you've tried it or have any experience from your own recovery journey, I would truly love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below. Tell me where you are in your personal health journey. Because maybe, just maybe, your story will become the encouragement someone else desperately needs right now. If this video brought you even a small positive thought, please hit the like button, just so I know you're still here. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications if you'd like to keep walking with me on this path of practical, safe, and easy-to-apply health guidance for men in their middle and later years. Thank you for your time. Thank you for not giving up. And please remember, your age does not take away your value. It simply asks you to care for yourself in a different way.